Hello.
Morning.
Jesse, what do we got going on here today?
I got some extra mats. I'm going to replace these bad ones, I guess.
All right.
And see what we can get into.
Jesse and I had thought the last time he came in that we might have broken some timbers, or at least tore this one up, because his truck really leaned. Yes, the ground is still soft underneath him, but that's what these mats are for. We are going to replace a mat or two here on the main road.
Pretty sure right here, I'm going to try to pull these out. They're probably going to disintegrate.
We are going to do some adjustments to the timber road.
Yep.
Like all great plans, you should be ready to adjust, correct, fix mistakes.
Just wing it.
Yeah. So we're going to be laying down some new mats here.
Yeah.
And the old ones that we pull out, we're probably just going to lay them off to the side.
Yeah,
and
they might fall apart. I don't know if they're going to make it, but
yeah, and we'll figure out what we're going to do with them later. They could become firewood.
Yeah, I know. But you're going to have to sharpen your saw after you kind of mess it up.
Yeah, or really pressure wash the heck out of them. Yeah. And then
it's been raining. It wouldn't take long.
Oh, this rain's got to quit. The ground is just saturated here, guys. Don't let this beautiful sun and blue skies fool you.
Yeah.
And then, once this is fixed, we're going to keep driving back, and we're going to finish off the back 40. And when we're back there, I'll explain Jesse and my vision for how the inbound and outbound is going to go.
Can't wait to see this vision.
All right, so we are going to stand off to the side at a safe distance, and we're going to watch Jesse. Well, unless, Jesse, I can say I'm a highly skilled operator on a log truck crane. If you don't mind, I can climb up there and do it for you.
I don't know, Joe. I can't waste the sunlight on you today, buddy.
Some other time, I guess, guys.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, Jesse.
All right.
Here we go, guys. Jesse, I'm hearing a hissing noise. What is that?
It's the airbags. I got to let the air out so the truck can settle down. If I don't, when I lift my outriggers up, the bags will just keep airing up, and then I'm topsy-turvy. So I dump the air in it, so all the weight stays here instead of on the airbags.
Okay, sounds great. Hey, we learned something new, guys. I just hope Jesse can handle this, because you know I'm pretty good at this, and if he gets in over his head, I can take over in a moment's notice. That is the broken one right here. We're going to see what that looks like when he pulls it up. And it is broken. Look at that, man. Wow. So I think there's a couple things at work here, though. We have repurposed mats, you know, that weren't in tip-top condition. So they just were a little deteriorated when we got them. And then given all this soft ground, given all the weight of the truck, we broke it. What is good, though, is we caught it so that it's not going to be a risk here going forward. Gosh, he could stack. Guys, you know, I've been looking for a machine that can stack firewood. Maybe I just found it. And here goes the replacement mat. And it fits right in. he's filling in the gaps to smooth it out a little bit, but also allow it to lock in. And now he's going to move this one out of the way. I better move back. That one there's pretty scary. That looks like some medieval weapon for siege warfare or something. Look at that. And now, our next problem area, we're going to pull these out and see what shape these mats are in. And Jesse has an idea on, now this one here looks to be in good shape still, but he was thinking of maybe building up the ground underneath it, because this is obviously a low spot. So once we pulled it out, it looks like that's just the low spot on the ground. So what Jesse's going to do is build this up, and we're going to lay the mat down right on top of it again. I think we're going to be in good shape here. This one, however, is broken. So here, Jesse has this all dug out. He's moved in some earth, and he's going to lay these mats back down. We do have the one that's broken. You know, so this is obviously a problem spot in the yard, but I just know, because I've been here for almost 20 years now, that this has just been the wettest our land has ever been. And it has been a stretch of 3 years of just wet. Oh my God, I'm gonna get splattered. Of wetness, just drenching rains, and the ground just not drying up. Look at that touch, huh? And he's got the outriggers up. We're going to back up and we're going to lay down these remaining mats on the back 40, and I can show you what we have drawn up. Well, I'll explain it to you because we didn't draw anything. Jesse just wants to move some of these logs from here to there so he can cut this corner and get these other mats laid down. We just had a discussion about just how bad the conditions have been here in Ohio with all this rain, well, and snow. It's just, this is the wettest that both of us have ever seen it. And I don't know, if the road is still functioning at least with these conditions, then maybe we'll be okay if we can ever get back to a state of normalcy, but who knows? There's one thing I'm good at, and that's complaining about the weather, but I am no good at doing anything about it. I'll try to get this angle. I know the sun is a problem here, but he is going to pull these mats because we've changed our plan. He's going to set these aside. The fact that Jesse is here and the fact that I have not made any firewood in over a week indicates just how bad the conditions have been. Jesse said that the loggers, they haven't been working. They've been shut out of the woods. Everything's just too muddy. Everything's just too wet. So Jesse said he hasn't had his phone ring in a while. He's just been catching up on his rest, doing some maintenance on his truck. But that allowed him to come out here today so I can hire him to finish up the back 40. Here is the vision though, guys. Maybe with the truck sitting here, this could help. What we're gonna be building here is what the Amish call a skidway. And this would be where all of these logs are staged. And they would be laying this way. My machine, I've decided we're gonna lay it on an angle instead of at a 90 degree. So we're gonna be setting it like this. The table is going to be here. The conveyor will be down by the front of his truck hanging out over the road, and that will allow me to back my trailer up without having to cut corners with it. And this should allow me also to be able to back up with a log on my grapple and get it placed on the table with minimal movement, and that will allow me to I just love watching Jesse work here. So that will allow me to get the table loaded with minimal movement with the tractor, and it's going to have the machine in a strategic spot so that the conveyor, everything works towards efficiency. That's the vision. But you know how things go. It looks great in your head, but the moment you get everything set up, then everything changes. So that is what I hope to accomplish. The challenge though is that I'm going to be renting some heavy machines from Lepo Rents to get all of the machines moved back here. And I want to stick the landing here, with my first attempt and not make it to where I got to re-rent everything and do it all over again. Okay, so now he's moving back, and we're going to lay down these remaining logs. This is a lot of the junk from the machine that I've been dumping back here. Still got to get it smoothed down. Jesse said it won't be a problem because he doesn't have logs on the truck, but with logs, you know, it would get tippy. The other piece of the puzzle, guys, is the Eastonmade axis. So over here I got some big logs that are, I would call them chainsaw logs. And I want to still have the engine pointing this way, keep the noise away, but the conveyor's got to be over top of the road so I can just dump it right into a trailer. I think I have more margin for error on where I want to place the axis. Bucking big logs that won't fit through my machine is a reality, so I need to be able to have all of that done efficiently, where the logs, the big logs, can just be put into one area. I can just make that my chainsaw station and have it right by the axis, so I got minimal movement. Everything that you're seeing us doing right now was supposed to have been done last year, and we all know that the weather did not cooperate, you know, and that is still in the back of my head now. Can this weather continue to go south on us, and it's just going to prevent us from getting this done? I hope not. And that's why I think fixing the road like we just did should help us out, you know, if these conditions persist. But let's hope that we can get at least 2 days in a row like today, where everything is dry and this water is allowed to get out of here. The importance of having our skidway set up is so that the logs can be staged on top of them, and that allows me with my tractor to stay on the timbers, and you know, I'm not driving off of them and digging up the mud, you know, and then that would be hard anyways, to be driving on and off of these timbers, even if I were to put down a ramp to be able to get back on them. So that is the plan, to keep all of our logs that come in staged on timbers, that it will be our skidway, and have the table placed in a strategic spot so that I am, you know, making minimal turns when I'm loading my live deck. And alas, the final pieces of the puzzle. Sorry about the sun here, guys. You can always tell what time of day it is when I'm filming. That is when the sun is shining, which is rarely, it seems, around here. So the skidway is complete, guys. And just like that, we are done. Outriggers up, and Jesse the log hauler comes down. All right, Jesse, I was describing to our viewers about the layout. So we're standing on the skidway, where you would be.
We're in a swamp.
Yeah. You know, let's talk about the weather for a second.
Yeah.
I told everyone, you know, I've been on this land for 20 years, and it has never been this bad. You know, this is just last year I remember saying this, and this year it's gotten even worse. Just the weather is awful.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this is the first time in 11 years I kind of caught up.
Yeah.
But I haven't even answered my phone a lot. So.
Yeah, jeez. But
yeah.
You had said, too, that the loggers have been on pause because of the weather, right?
Yeah, I have a couple crews, and they have some firewood and that, but they don't want to bring it out when it's going to be just a mud hole.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of landowners don't like that much either, so it's hard on equipment. So, yeah, it's slowed down a bit. I got some work, but it's It's actually weird to have some time off.
Yeah, and that's what allowed you to get out here and get this project finished, because the big move, guys, is scheduled for the second week of May. And you know, there's a lot of moving pieces. Jesse would be involved too, but that's all weather permitting, because this was supposed to happen last year.
You didn't send me an invite.
This was supposed to happen last year, and you know, the weather did not cooperate. We had the rainiest May and June, I think, in record.
So might beat it. I don't know. It's not done yet.
Yeah, well, we've been having snow. What the heck, right? All right, so we are standing on the skidway. So Jesse's truck would back up, and he would lay the logs with these logs, right?
Yeah.
Off the passenger side. That would allow me to fork the logs, and I'm going to put the live deck like right here, so I can fork the logs and set it. The machine will be pointing this way and spitting the logs out over top of the road. So that would be minimal backing up or minimal turning for me with the trailer. Yeah. So what else?
That's the big plan, huh? You think it'll change?
Yeah. Well, again, I have the most understanding wife in the world, and
just flip a coin.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
We had the house, everything is all junked up just because of the pavement, and it's just been too wet. And these timbers have made a great solution, but it got wetter than wet.
Yeah.
That wet.
Yeah,
and
when you said it gets wet back here, I didn't realize. It should be a pond.
Where we are is pretty dry, but there is a section with, you know, what I had always called the swamp.
Yeah.
And it's been wet, but it's never gotten like this before.
Right.
So that's where, you know, they sunk in the ground so much, a couple of them broke.
Yeah, if I'd have known it was going to get that wet and that's mushy, a lot of the places around here, it's clay, so it only goes so far, but it was kind of a dip to begin with, so I would have probably put runners under it to keep the mats out of the runners would have smashed and the mats would have stayed above, because that's what I had done up there for the pipeline when I worked there occasionally, and made my own roads.
All right. But I think for now we're done here. I need to get these holes filled in with the scraps. That seems to be working pretty good.
Yeah.
I can get it smooth enough so that my tractor
can... The trucks will mostly stay on this side, so you don't have to worry too much. It'll be just your tractor.
Get it smoothed down enough so my tractor tires stay out of these holes, and I'm able to move logs around with ease. All right.
With ease. I don't think there's anything with ease when it comes to logs or firewood.
No, I don't. I think you're right. I'm digging the new haircut though, Jesse.
It's got to get warm now. I got rid of all my insulation.
Yeah. That is it for the day. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope I was able to explain the layout here, what we're planning for the back 40. Let me know in the comments if you got any questions, or you might have a better idea. I am all ears. All right, Jesse, what are you going to do the rest of the day?
I got a load of firewood to get, and I have somebody that's been calling me, so I'm going to give them a call. Usually when I say that I'm running out of work, somebody will call with 20 loads on a landing. So
yeah, I believe it.
Job security.
Right. All right, guys, I hope everyone enjoyed the video, and everyone have a great day.